In a small town surrounded by hills, people feared the night more than death itself. Every night, at exactly 12:07 a.m., someone knocked on doors, not softly, but like he wanted to break them open. The villagers said dogs stopped barking when he arrived. Lights flickered, children cried in their sleep, and those who opened the door were never the same again. One rainy evening, a young school teacher named Arun arrived in the town. He laughed at the villagers' fear. Arun, ghost stories? People still believe these things. The tea shop owner stared at him silently. Tea shop owner, if you hear knocking after midnight, don't open the door. Arun smiled and walked away, but the old man's eyes were filled with fear. That night, rain hammered against the windows. The wind screamed through the cracks of the old house. Then suddenly, thud, thud, thud. Arun woke up. The wooden door trembled violently. He slowly walked toward the window. Outside, a tall man stood in the rain. Black raincoat, old lantern, face hidden in darkness. The man slowly lifted his head. Mysterious man opened the door. Arun felt cold fear crawl through his body. He stepped back silently. A few moments later, the knocking stopped. Morning came. Arun slowly opened the door. Nobody was there, but on the wood, wet handprints. And strangely, there were no footprints outside. At the tea shop, Arun told the villagers everything. The entire shop became silent. Then an old man named Devaraj spoke softly. Devaraj, 25 years ago, a man named Shanmugam lived here. He loved his little daughter more than his own life. One stormy night, she became dangerously sick. He carried her through the rain, begging for help. Thud, thud, thud. Shanmugam, please, somebody help my child. Narrator, but nobody opened their doors. The villagers believed thieves were outside that night. Everyone stayed hidden. Shanmugam kept knocking, begging, crying, but the town remained silent. By morning, his daughter died in his arms. And later, Shanmugam's body was found near the old bridge outside town. That night, Arun could not sleep. The clock slowly turned, 12:07 a.m. Then, thud, thud, thud. The knocking returned, harder, angrier. The walls shook. Lights flickered violently. Then, a child's voice echoed outside. Child's voice. Appa. Water slowly seeped beneath the door. Arun's breathing became heavy. Then the man spoke again. Mysterious man. Open the door just once. Arun slowly reached for the lock. His hands trembled. He was about to open it. Then suddenly, Devaraj's warning echoed in his mind. Devaraj, if he enters, he never leaves. Arun stepped away in fear. Suddenly, bang, bang, bang. The entire house shook violently. A horrifying scream filled the night. Not human, not animal, something far worse. Arun collapsed to the floor, covering his ears. Then, silence, absolute silence. Morning sunlight slowly entered the house. Arun carefully opened the door. Nobody was outside, but on the wooden door, a tiny wet child's handprint remained. And, beside it, words scratched deeply into the wood. Unknown whisper.
Why did anyone open the door?